What's happening, guys? Chris, VA Travels. I'm out here in Ararat, Virginia, A-R-A-R-A-T, Patrick County. And I'm at the boyhood home, birthplace of J.E.B. Stuart, Confederate Cavalry General, born here 1833. And it's the site of Laurel Hill Plantation. It no longer stands. Big memorial back here. It's got the site of his birth home, kitchen, there's a slavery graveyard, a pavilion, and yeah, Laurel Hill. And burned down in 1847. It was built in 1830 by his father Archibald. So you've got a visitor center over here. It's closed right now, and I doubt there's a museum in there. It's so small. So there can't be too much in there. First off, you gotta have a little plaque over here. Yeah, and to let you know where we're at, we're about less than 2 miles from North Carolina. So Laurel Hill, 1,500-acre farm owned by his father Archibald, mother Elizabeth, and he was born here February 6, 1833. And there's a rare photo without his beard, 1854. Yeah, he ended up dying in the Overland Campaign, 1864. Yellow Tavern. And there's kind of let me walk up here. And over here, this Fields of Valor. And this comes from the Big Book of Civil War Quilts. It's a pattern that was designed. And you walk over here, kind of a place to eat lunch. It looks like, yeah, I see a couple plaques over there. And I've already grabbed this little brochure. It's got a map of all the, so here we are down here in the office. So you go up here, like I say, the graveyard, house, the kitchen, Native American site, graveyard. So looks like you could drive back here, but yeah, I'll go ahead and walk it. It's getting kind of nice out. Yeah, so J.E.B. born here, of course, 1833. Lived here until he became of age, where he went up, lived in Whitfield, where he was educated. Then moved down to Danville to live with his aunt, where he was further educated. Went up, attended college, Emory and Henry. Went there when he was 15. And then, of course, went up to West Point up in New York. And after that, that's when his military career began. So a little shot of the picnic table, the Stuart Pavilion down there. Yeah, I see something fenced off over there. Over here, it says Laurel Hill, historic roadbed, Patrick County Courthouse to the left there. Laurel Hill, entered on this nation's register. Okay, went on the National Registry in 1998. Says the historic roadbed dates back to, they think, 1750. And right here is the Blue Ridge Hotel. Yeah, road goes back to colonial times. And up here's another plaque. It says Stuart's Birthplace. So, this house is back here. But yeah, too bad they don't have the flags flying. I'm gonna guess that's probably a gravesite over there. I see it fenced in. Kind of a little bit of an obelisk, or not really an obelisk, but big memorial. So Stuart's Birthplace, if I can read this, a short distance west is the site of the home of Archibald Stuart, his father. And let you know, his father, a politician, served in the War of 1812. His father, Stuart's grandfather, served in the Revolutionary War. Blah, blah, blah. Stuart Birthplace, 1833. Yeah, it just talks about Cavalry General. This was originally a roadside historical marker. It was installed in November of 1932. Okay, I see 1932 down there. Commission, Conservation and Development Commission. A picnic table. All right, so a bunch of information over here. Stuart the Raider. And yeah, it looks like a pretty good painting right there. Lightning bolts in the background. He's got his ostrich feathers and his cape. He's very, very flamboyant. Yeah, everybody's got their guns out. And just going over some of his famous raids. Stuart the Scout, what he's most famous for, very successful cavalry general. His only blight was Gettysburg. He kind of left Robert E. Lee hanging in the Confederate Army hanging. So Stuart the Commander, and yeah, Battle of Chancellorsville, one I'm pretty familiar with. Day 3 took over, of course, for Stonewall Jackson after he was wounded and eventually died. Led the fighting on Day 3. Stuart the Leader. Yeah, looks like leading a charge here. We got their swords out. This one's called Autumn, and kind of going over the same stuff. There he is with Flora, his wife. Another pretty good painting. Yeah, so and there's some Jeff Davis from Galax. Yeah, we're not too far from Galax, Virginia, just to kind of, I'm sure these are people probably who donated. And over here, walking trail, kind of the same map I looked at earlier, arrow pointing to the left. I'm gonna go back up the road, get a better view, see what's over there. All right, just hoofed up this hill, and yeah, it looks like you can drive up here, but I don't mind walking. So up here to the gravesite, back that tombstone says Stuart. Yeah, I know his parents buried up here. Daniel Patrick Stuart, infant son of Archibald and Elizabeth. Okay, so it looks like J.E.B's infant brother died, I guess 1 year old, it looks like. Josephine Stuart, so that'd be J.E.B's sister. Whoa, she was only 7 years old. All right, and Archibald, here's J.E.B's father's gravesite. And yeah, Stuart graveyard, parents Archibald, Elizabeth. I'll let you pause that. You can read it if you want. Look at this rock real quick. Okay, I see something else over there. And something over there. Okay, I think this thing is metal actually. I don't know, it's probably covering something, I guess. Oh well. Alright, so according to the map, yeah, the kitchen and the house are actually going to be over here, it looks like. Walk around, take a look at these plaques. Somebody holding something, holding his hat in the air. Young James, 1845, Laurel Hill. Yeah, died at Small Battle, Yellow Tavern during the Overland Campaign. In 2000, J.E.B. Stuart the Sixth. Wow, they really kept it going. He posed for the Young James. And it looks like that's just talking about fundraising and everything for the memorial here. And in honor of, okay, so these are the benefactors of Laurel Hill. A mashed up pumpkin. Okay. I thought the house and kitchen would be every house site. All right, here it is. I'm going to pause to read this. No pictures, of course, no photos of the house. A biographer had noted that it was a big rambling house in an oak grove with a view of the Blue Ridge. And 7 of the 11 Stuart children born here. And this little garden is dedicated to Elizabeth, his mother. Just kind of honoring her her love for gardening. All right, another map pointing me this way. I'll walk over here. Kind of roped off, ropes around nothing, but read this plaque over here. Okay, yeah, this is where the kitchen sat. I figured this was probably the site of a dependency, so yep, kitchen sat here. Typical detached kitchen, just kind of gives you an idea of what maybe it kind of sort of vaguely would have looked like. All right, so yeah, it's just talking about in those days how kitchens were usually detached from the big house, fear of fire. Yeah, I'm gonna hope they've done some excavating, some archaeology work, and I'm gonna assume this whole area has been run over with metal detectors, but you would think there's be some stuff down there. Yeah, all right. So a couple more signs down here. Some sort of fire pit or something over there, I don't know. Some pretty neat seeing the outline of the Blue Ridge back there. I can see why they call it the Blue Ridge. It's got a blue hue to it. All right, Native Americans at Laurel Hill. Of course, you've got your arrowheads. Well, apparently they have done some digging. Yeah, they think this was a good Native American site because we're close to the Ararat River. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it's close by. And yeah, this site extends 60 feet to the east and west and about 300 feet north and south. And all right, I see some sort of plaque back here. I'm gonna walk, take a look at it. Yeah, I keep seeing these burn pits, and I'm thinking that I know they have Civil War reenactments here, so maybe that's what it's people camping out here maybe. So back here is going to be the slave graveyard. Take a look at this this plaque in here. And I don't know if these little stones might represent graves. It might be just kind of symbolic. Dedicated to the memory of the Laurel Hill servants who lived here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They set that up, the slave graveyard. And slaves work in the fields. This is kind of a famous picture you see a lot. Yeah, so there aren't very good records of the slaves. It looks like they've got a little bit of information through the tax records. Archibald, looks like records, he had 3 slaves over the age of 12 between 1825 and 1826, and he must have had another. That was here in Patrick County. He must have had another house here because Laurel Hill was built in 1830. Increased in time to 9 slaves, peaked out at 16, and then when the house burned down in 1847, he was back down to 9 slaves. So this must not have been like a proper plantation. If he had that few slaves, they would have just been servants. So they must not really have grown any cash crops here or anything. All right, yeah, that's a pretty good view right here. The Letcher Overlook. And I guess I should read this first. Letcher Overlook, the Letcher grave. And yeah, according to the map, his grave is, I guess, in that valley down there. William Fletcher, born 1750, died 1780 at the hands of a Tory. So he died American Revolution. All right, so I hear that that Ararat River is down there. Kind of looks more like a creek, but Fletcher was the maternal great-grandfather of J.E.B. Stuart, and it's his grave is the oldest marked grave in Patrick County. And I think I can already maybe see it, unless that's unless it's a solar panel or something. But yeah, that's too far to get to. All right, there's a better shot of the river. I wonder if the river divides North Carolina. I don't know. I know we're real close, but anyway. All right, it looks like that's it. The map said there's a little walking trail that leads to a waterfall. I'm not expecting too much, but since I came all the way out here, I'll walk down and take a look at it. down here, and there are a bunch of these wooden signs all along the trail just kind of describing the different trees. And here's the waterfall. Pretty relaxing. They've got a sign over here talking about just where this is where Jeb grew up playing with his brothers. It's where he learned to horseback. And there's a story that his brother told after the war, told to a biographer, about a time they were trying to knock down this hornet's nest. They began to hit it. Of course, hornets began flying everywhere. Everybody ran except Jeb stood firm, endured the hornet stings, stood there until they knocked the nest down. So, all right. And since I'm down here, I think I'll walk over and just take a look at that Letcher grave. All right, I'm coming up to the Ararat River. I was hoping to go over to the, I'm assuming that's the Letcher kind of marker of his grave site, but I'm not sure how you cross. But all right, it's a decent size. I guess you can call this a river. Rapids down there. Well, I'm not sure that's gonna work. And walk over here, kind of a trail that's been, there's a bench down there, so maybe this used to be a little kind of a lookout. Yeah. All right. I guess you can keep walking down there. The trail goes along the river. Actually, that's not even the, looks like a little shed or something. Well, oh well. All right, on my way back. And yeah, to let you know, that trail, it's about a half a mile to get to the bottom. There's a pretty good incline, so it's a little bit of work coming back, just to let you know in case you're planning on coming out here. And yeah, I hope this video wasn't too boring. I know it was just kind of a lot of walking around a big empty field reading plaques, but I know there are a few Civil War people who watch my channel, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. All right, yeah, I'm gonna fly my drone, not too much to see, but just to kind of give you an overview of this place, and then jet on out of here. So as always, like and subscribe. See ya.